Hey guys, I'm Christy Bond,
And I'm Chris Bond.
and we have been married for 18, almost 19 years. We have 2 children.
Michael, who is 16, and Lucy, who is 13. We actually met in Waycross, where I was helping teach karate at the karate school.
Well, before that, we met at the church.
Yeah, we did.
The whole story is that we met at the church, but I found out he was taking karate. So I was going to go to the karate school and pretend like I really wanted to take karate. So I went to karate, class was over. Do you remember the next part?
Yeah, then you asked me to come out to the car.
No.
Went
You chased me out to the car is how that went down. And he said, you remember?
Would you like some private lessons?
And I said, yeah, I think this is really hard. I think I'm going to have some private lessons.
Which, by the way, I didn't offer to just everybody. It was just her. That was the first time. Only time.
That's what he says. So then he came over and I was living with my cousin's husband's grandmother. So Nanny and I fixed this really big meal. And he came in, he had all his little karate stuff, but he realized after eating the big meal that
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen.
I wasn't after karate.
Yeah, nobody was teaching class that night. Not after eating a full set of spaghetti.
So I used to do all the cooking, but 2 years ago I went back to teaching full-time at Crossroads Christian, and so Chris took up cooking Monday through Thursday, and now I cook Friday through Sunday. But I would say I'm the better cook. You want to tell them about the first time you cooked for me when we had just gotten married? The French toast?
It was horrible. Yeah, well, you assume you think you know how stuff is made, and then when you put it together and try it out, you realize, you don't just put the egg on top of the bread and call it French toast.
So you put the bread in the pan and just put a raw egg on the bread and turn the bread over. And I took my first bite and I was like, well, this is a little different. And he took his first bite and grabbed both plates and threw it away. So that was how his first meal went when he cooked.
And it was early in the marriage where you have to still be nice and just tell them, yeah, this is delicious. We'd done that yesterday. It'd been a different story.
So Chris is definitely the most athletic in the relationship. He gets up at 5 a.m. I'll roll over and ask him not to be so loud, and he goes to the gym, and I finish my last hour and a half of sleep.
I've always been into physical fitness, health, and all that anyway. And now both of our kids get up with me and go to the gym too, so it's good that that pattern's been established. At least if nothing else, I've influenced them in that way. Between the two of us, as far as who is the messiest, probably neither. Neither one of us really make messes. We clean up after ourselves, and I hate to say our son's name again, but he would be the messiest
He's definitely the messy
household.
One in our house.
16-year-old boy, that stuff doesn't register yet.
We're praying for a godly woman that can help him with all that.
I think for me the most adventurous was zip lining in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, because you were high up, it was a beautiful view, but you've also had the excitement of knowing these places, Mexico ain't got ocean. So you're not really tethered in as good as you would be here. And it was like, go.
And you'd go a mile and you'd look down, there was the river and the rocks, and you're hoping that, their safety regulations are somewhat
Yeah, that's one of the things. Look, if the rope does break and you fall, it won't matter anymore anyway. I mean, but yeah, to me that was the most adventurous.
But then we did swim with sharks. So we went down in the cage, and the sharks are swimming around. They kind of get curious, but
and the spacing between the cage and the bars in the cage was such that they could stick a head in there. So it wasn't like I thought they would be like an inch apart. No, we were like backing up and pushing away, like they can come in. But yeah, between those two, I think that's the most adventurous we've ever been.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the reasons we're participating in the Grace Race is because it is for a good, worthy cause, and it supports a great Christian company that helps solidify people in this community and unify Christian beliefs with everyday life. And we also want to see if we can cooperate together long enough to be able to survive these rounds of competition. Because one of our biggest challenges is we both think we're right all the time.
He likes to do things his way when we're working on a project. I like to do things my way. Sometimes we work better if we're working on the same project in 2 separate rooms. So
It's if the car had 2 steering wheels and they both worked, as soon as we say go, one tire's going one way, one tire's going to try to go the other way, the car's not going to move.
But then we meet in the middle.
This is going to be a good exercise in unity.
Yes, definitely. Core to 3 is such a great ministry. I've been alongside, helping with volunteering, and I've seen Core to 3 help multiple children and families and couples, and I just really believe in the ministry of Core to 3.
Core to 3 is a ministry that gives back to the community. And of all businesses in this community right here in Pierce County, and they extend their business elsewhere as well, they're the one that has the greatest influence because they influence people. People of all walks of life have all types of occupations, and that carries over into their job and how they influence others. So it's a trickle-down effect.
True.